Hi, my name is Sydney Rennion, and today I'm going to be sharing my personal brand story with you. So, starting with my backstory, I am an only child to two very hardworking parents. I didn't see my parents a lot growing up, they both worked full time, and as a result, I believe I matured very quickly. I was very much left to my own devices, and in turn, I became a very quiet child. Um, Quiet in the sense that I never really knew what to say to people. I was a very bad conversationalist, and I've always been very calculated in my wording. I didn't really know it then, but I always struggled with finding the right thing to say. I couldn't articulate what it was that I was trying to say to someone. And so it wasn't really until I started school and I was put into English classes that I felt as though I'd finally found that outlet that I was looking for. I began writing within these classes, and I felt like I had found my true calling. I felt like I had found a way to, verbalize what I was thinking in a way that I could control entirely. And so I really valued that, and I truly began to value the meaning of words. And I saw how impactful they were in my life and in everybody else's life, how much they influence the world around us. And so going into college, I declared a degree in journalism. I recently graduated this past May with my degree in journalism, and now I'm pursuing my master's in strategic communications, which is kind of hilarious to me because I never thought I would be doing something like this. I think it was entirely God's planning because I was once that little girl that hated to speak entirely. I would answer everything with one word because I just didn't see the point, and I think it's pretty funny. So going into my inner layer, I would say I very much value genuineness amongst individuals. I also very much value simplicity and togetherness. In some ways, I would describe myself as a perfectionist, which is something I'm trying to break out of. But I was talking to a friend about this. I'm a very much a calculated person. In the way that I dress, in the way that I speak, in the way that I write, in every aspect of my life, I like to be a little bit controlled, and I just like it to be concise a little bit, which isn't the best thing. But above all, I would say genuineness is the biggest thing to me. And so the way that I betray that to the world through my outer layer is I try and be as genuine to those around me as possible. If somebody's telling me something, I listen to every word that they're saying. I very much value conversation at this point in my life because there was a point where I just detested it, where I just, not that I wouldn't listen to people, but I just didn't see the point in it. And I very much value what other people say to me at this point in my life, and I hold their conversation above a lot of other things because I feel as though if I want my words to be taken seriously, I need to take their words seriously as well. So going into the obstacles I've faced along my journey into declaring a degree in marketing, much like Dr. Underation, one of them is I had a teacher tell me I shouldn't pursue a degree in math or science. I knew those were things I was never really good at, but I was just so, I think, caught up in comparing myself to those around me and wanting to kind of doing what everybody else was doing. I wanted to excel in those categories as well, when God really only intended me to, be a good communicator, become a really good writer, and to see just how important our words can be. Another obstacle I've faced for a long time is I have a pretty bad fear of public speaking. I was talking about how funny this all was to me before, and it's pretty humorous to me because I am still a little bit like how I was before when I was little. I don't like to talk very much. I still am a very introverted individual. I very much love writing, as I've expressed, but I don't really enjoy speaking about myself. I find it hard to speak about myself, especially around groups of people. It's something that God is working on in my life, but it's something that I definitely struggle with. And will probably continue to struggle with as I pursue this degree. I think a general prospect for me would be anyone who sees a greater value or meaning in the words that they're speaking to others, or anybody that seeks to, understand the words in a better fashion that they are saying, so that they can better reach out and to impact people in a positive way. And so for my unique value proposition, I would say what I value most is finding meaning in simplicity. Words are so simplistic when we think about it. We so easily mull over the words that we're speaking. We hardly think about what we're saying when we say it, and leaves so much to be desired. I think when we take a step back and we think about the words that we're saying and then the meaning that they hold, it tells a much better story. It's a much better way to communicate with those around us. And so, although I think it's ironic that God placed me in this career path, I think it was completely intentional, obviously, on His part, to place somebody who is always has been persistent with placing such a calculated perspective on the words that she's speaking or that she's writing. And so I believe this is truly what God has intended me to do, and I'm very happy to be at this place in this point in time. Thank you.